Hey everyone, it's the Shnakey back again with another budget tech review. Today I'm going to be looking at this dash cam that I was sent by an Amazon seller, and I'll provide a link in the description down below. Now before I start, full disclaimer, this was provided to me by the company free of charge for an honest review. So this is an honest review, and I've been under no obligation to say this is fantastic. If I think it's not good, I'm going to say it's not good. So you know, it's not a biased review in any way, so don't let that put you off. So as you can see here, pretty plain packaging to begin with. Dash cams are becoming increasingly more important nowadays because of the amount of people that are driving like lunatics on the road. So let's quickly check out the specs here. It's got Wi-Fi, motion detection, 1080p, and it's got a 2.45 inch IPS display. Pretty nice. Nothing really else in the box here. You got some more repeated information around, and on the bottom you have nothing whatsoever. So let's crack this open and see what you get inside. First of all, I'm not going to spend too long on the unboxing segment because ultimately you want me to tell you about if I think it's good or not. Included in the box is a mini USB connection, not a micro. So that means that you're going to be having to probably get one of these, you know, if you want to replace this off Amazon. Again, they're not standard anymore, really. It's micro USB that most devices use, or USB Type-C, but still you can get these quite easily. And you get a short one. This is presumably for charging if you're going to be taking it out of the car for any reason. You also get a longer mini USB cable, and this one is for actually connecting it to the cigarette lighter or your cigarette lighter adapter, which I'll show you in a minute. So this actually doesn't have a hardwired a sort of hardwired socket, cigarette socket. You actually plug this in to an adapter, and I'll show you that in a second. So that's pretty long, and that's going to be suitably long to run down around the columning near the, or the columning as you would say, down near the windscreen. So easy to connect that. It's definitely not too short. I've taken it out already out of the packaging, and it's nice and long. You also get these. These are cable tidies, and these are extremely useful. Now, in a lot of dash cams, more expensive dash cams, you don't actually get these included. But what these are for is you stick these onto the column on your car, and you then route the cables down through it. So it just keeps it nice and tidy. And they're also giving you a little tool there, which I'm assuming is for removing these again if you ever want to take them off. So really nice that they've given you this. And if you're stuck on how to set up a dash cam, there's loads of videos out there showing you the neatest way to install these. You also get, most importantly, the suction cup for attaching it. So the way this works is you suction that onto the windscreen, and then you click back this little lever here, and it sucks it onto the windscreen, which means it's not going to go anywhere. And this is kind of, there's a little bit of articulation on this, so you can move it around as well. So yeah, obviously a necessity if you're installing a dash cam. You also get this, which is very important for connecting up. This goes into the cigarette lighter in the car, and then these basically give power. Now there's two of them, so you're going to be connecting one in for the dash cam, and then you can also charge your phone off this as well. Now I won't be using this because in my car I already have a dual like cigarette lighter adapter thing, and it basically allows me to connect in two of these cigarette connections, and it also gives me USBs as well, and I can power it on and off because my car does not have a 12-volt cigarette lighter connection, which basically means when I turn off the power to my car, power continues to flow all the time. It's one of the things in the Ford cars that isn't a great design choice. But if most cars, when you turn off the ignition, power stops going to the cigarette lighter. But if you can use this if you don't already have one of these adapters, but they're a dime a dozen today. But still handy that it's included. And obviously then also in the box you get the dash cam itself, which comes in this nice little foam inlet to stop it from being damaged in shipping. We'll move that over there. And I'm going to take this out. And this is the dash cam itself. Now, there you go. As you can see, pretty nice design. Nice big buttons, all fairly clicky. It's got a memory card slot, obviously very important for connecting in your storage. It's got an AV out if you wanted to connect it up to the TV. Don't know why anyone would use this anymore. And most importantly, it's got a mini HDMI, so that's where you would connect it out to the TV if you wanted to show your friends the insane footage of you driving around. And it's also got this here, which is for either charging it or powering it when you're driving. So it would normally be used for powering the device. There's also a little, I think that's a recording LED. It's either a recording LED or a microphone. And then on the bottom, you've got the connection of where you actually stick it into this adapter here. So that will connect in there, and will allow you to mount it onto your dash. Now in terms of the screen, it's a pretty decent sized display, and it gives you a lot of features that you would kind of expect from a device like this. Now apologies about that jump cut, I just had to plug this in because I realized I didn't have any charge in it. I just wanted to show you quickly what the device looked like when it was powered on and just show you some of the menu systems. So I'm just going to adjust here so you can see this a little bit better and lock on to that. Now that should be a little bit easier for everyone to see. So screen looks pretty good, nice and clear. As I said, it's IPS and it's a non-glossy screen, so it's not going to reflect everything. In terms of menus, then this is your menu button down here. You've got your arrows, as I said, that go up and down. So we've got resolution, so you can change the resolution all the way down to VGA. It gives you standard settings like you'd expect on most dash cams, like loop recording, WDR, G sensor, motion detection. You can choose to record audio or not record audio, and you can change your date stamp, which is obviously very important in case you have an accident or whatever and you need to bring it to court. It's very important that you have that, and it's pretty standard. I'll have to change the date and time settings because they're not right at the moment, but don't be put off by that. Now I have it plugged in and charging at the moment. This thing will hold charge, but the way these dash cams work is when you turn off the ignition, it will auto shut down the camera. So it does have that feature, so it's not going to keep running and recording all the time. And then when you start the car back up, it changes back over to the mains power. Now, if you were to plug it out, it would last for a short amount of time. There is a little battery in here, but you're not really going to be relying on that unless you're taking it up, to show the footage on a big screen. That's not really going to be that important. So that's kind of a little rundown of how the camera actually functions and operates. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some samples of the recording, and I'm just going to do a little bit of talking over it and talk about what I think the quality is like and if it's going to be serviceable for the purpose that you're going to be using it for. So yeah, we're going to jump over to that footage now. So onto the actual dashcam recordings themselves. I took 3 different segments. They were recorded in 1-minute clips. And before I actually start talking about the footage, one thing I just want to let you know is that this was recorded, number 1, with the preset settings that came with the device. I didn't change exposure, I didn't zoom in or out, hence why you can see a bit of the inside of my car there. And also, I didn't use the mount that was supplied with the dash cam itself. I used one from another dash cam that I have. And as a result of that, there's a little bit more jumpiness to the footage than there would normally be. I can confirm that I took the dash cam out with the correct mount, the suction cup that you stick to the window, that was included in the box, and it worked absolutely perfectly. The first set of footage, or the first 2 clips here that you're seeing, is at, as you can see, around 7:20 and at 7:30 in the evening time. So it was still light out, but it was beginning to get dark. And I didn't see the point really of recording in the daytime, because I can confirm that the daytime recording is nice and clear, exposure levels are good and all of that. But these were the more difficult conditions that I wanted to show you, and I thought they were more important to show off. The footage is around 100 megs per recorded minute, so the file sizes are around average, are on par with what other dash cams that I've used before. This is recording at 1080p and at 30 frames a second, and as you can see, the quality is really, really good. I have no complaints for a dash cam that came in at this price point. You really can't complain. There's dash cams that are out there that are a lot more expensive and that provide quality that are on par with this, and that it costs a lot more. And remember, this thing has got features in there like Wi-Fi that the more expensive dash cams would have. So as you can see here, as I'm driving along, go over a few speed bumps, and again that jumpiness does get reintroduced into it. And the next clip that I have queued up here is a clip where it was almost nighttime, so we can say that it was after dusk, it was getting darker, or it was dark. And again, it performs really, really well. You can see here with the lights shining in front of the car, it lights up everything with a reasonable amount of detail, and you can see the registration plates of cars when you get up close to them. So all things that you would want in the dash cam. You've also got the time and date stamp down on the bottom right hand corner. And it's really difficult to say anything really much more about this. It's a dash cam. It does what it says on the tin. You can take it out, plug it into your PC and look at the recordings. It's reliable. I've been using this over the space of a week now as my main dash cam, and I have to say that there's absolutely no problems with reliability or anything like that. So overall, really, really good, and ticks all of those boxes. And that's really it, guys. That's all I have to say about this dashcam. If you're interested in buying this, check out the link in the description below, and if you have any questions on it, leave them in the leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you as best as I can. That's been my review of the budget dashcam from Amazon, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next review.